From Delsea Regional High School, Dan Wilkins Broadcasting presents the South Jersey Group 3 Baseball Sectional Final. It's a battle between the Mainland Mustangs and the Delsea Crusaders on a blazing hot Friday afternoon. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by the legendary Fred Swartz of Rowan University, joining us for our 44th high school baseball game and our final high school baseball game of the season. Great time to be here in South Jersey. Mainland and Delsea. This is a matchup that, even though they're two in separate conferences, these two are very familiar with each other. They met in 2025 in the Diamond Classic semifinals, and then in 2023 with two different head coaches on the bench in the South Jersey Group 3 final, in which Delsea won. So there's a lot on the line today. Very high talented athletes on both teams, and not to mention an excellent storyline here in Group 3.
Oh, it sure is, and both are among the top teams in South Jersey year after year after year. They're well coached. They have great athletes. They play well, and this will really help today because they have experience in the championship game. Takes those nerves away a little bit.
Well, in the Central Jersey Group 3 bracket, Brick Memorial will play Northern Burlington. No matter who wins today, Northern Burlington and Brick Memorial both have higher power points, so they will be on the road for the Central Jersey-South Jersey combination for the state semifinal. Well, what we'll tell you, Fred, is that you've got two battles of the Blue Hens on the field today. Ethan DuBois for Delsea. He's committed to Delaware for baseball as a junior in the class of 2027. And then on the other side for Mainland, you've got Jake Blum, who is manning third base today at the leadoff position. He's headed to Delaware, but on the football side of the coin, he's one of the best athletes all around I've seen in South Jersey.
Yeah, he's probably, and I'm speaking probably judgmentally, but he's probably the best receiver in South Jersey.
Right.
He's an outstanding player. He can do everything on the field. He made the big catch when they beat Somerville 2 years ago that got him into the state finals. So he's a great athlete. But I think what we look at, these are two very, very good fundamental baseball teams. They're the teams that make it to the championship game, and that's what's going to make today so exciting.
Yeah, and for Delsea, like we said, Ethan DuBois, the starter, they got a lucky break on Wednesday in the semifinal versus Toms River South. They won 4-1 thanks to a complete game effort by Kyle Harrison. Harrison is committed to Camden County College along with his twin brother Connor Harrison. He had 10 strikeouts and 112 pitches, 7 innings and 5 hits. He did everything that was asked of him and more as Delsea defeated Toms River South and the Indians to meet this place today. Now, Mainland, they shut out Toms River East to make it to the final, which is funny because it was an all Toms River final last year, South and East, with East getting the leg up. So last year's Group 3 final didn't really feel like a South Jersey final because even though they're two South Jersey teams, we don't really consider Toms River to be,
exactly,
like one of our programs. So to be in this situation for Mainland and Delsea, this is a game with so many storylines. We mentioned briefly that two new head coaches here. Vincent Londino in his second year, a former assistant under Joe Smith who left Delsea to go to Mainland. Now, of course, we all know Joe Smith resigned from his position in late March of this year, and Billy Kern, who left Mainland's position to become the athletic director, is now the head coach there. But ever since he resigned and ever since Billy Kern took over, the message has been the same for Mainland. Keep moving forward and keep playing baseball. And guess what? They've done exactly that. They're 18-8. They were second in the Cape Atlantic American behind, of course, St. Augustine Prep. They've done everything asked of them this year, and there's one more task on the line, and that's winning a sectional title.
And that's exactly right. And that's so much ancient history now. This is baseball. This is the sectional final. This is a trip to the state semifinals. It couldn't be any better than that.
There's a lot on the line today, and whether they face Brick Memorial or Northern Burlington, somebody will go home with a sectional crown. The question is, will it be the Mustangs out of Linwood in Atlantic County, or will it be the Crusaders on their home field as a 4 seed, which you don't see too often, as the Black and Reds out of Franklinville? We'll take a quick break. It's Dan Wilkins Broadcasting in our 44th and final high school baseball game of the 2020 after the break. Your starter for the Delsea Crusaders will be Ethan Dubois, the right-hander, headed to Delaware, Newark in 2027. Well, actually, he's a 2027 senior, so he'll be there in 2028 for Greg Mamula. But 28 and 2/3 innings for the right-hander, 9 walks, 25 Ks, a 1.95 ERA, and a 1.46 WHIP. And this kid's got a lot of velocity, and I really like his fastball and curveball mix. He's somebody that runs about 50-50 on those pitches and really finds a way to mix up the zone and really keep you guessing on where your location is. But your starters for, I don't want to say first-year head coach Billy Kern, but it's his first in his second stint. Your starting lineup is presented by Harper Driving School. You've got Jake Blum at third base, Anthony Nadato in center field. Bradley Delaney is your catcher in the 3 spot. Batting cleanup will be Colton Donahue, the shortstop. Cole Stefano in left field, bats 5th. Sean Burke at first base, bats 6th. Chase Sutley at second base, bats 7th. Will Hickman, the DH, and John Franchini in right field with Dom DeLuca, the starter. Home plate umpire just signaled over to the Delsea dugout.
Yeah, make sure that dugouts are clear and everybody's in the dugout and set.
Well, we're ready to go. First pitch at 3:05 p.m. from Franklinville. The South Jersey Group 3 sectional finals underway with a strike call.
And you know, Dan, very important right now in the first inning, the catcher, the batters, and the pitchers all want to figure out what the home plate umpire strike zone is and see if it changes during the course of the game.
Dubois, the 0-1 on the changeup, ground ball to second base. It gets through into center field. Jake Blum starts off the offense with a base hit. That's how he gets started.
Great piece of hitting there. Went with the pitch. Pitch came to the outside part of the plate, and he just went right with it into right field for a single.
And that one got past the diving second baseman in Luke LaJudas. As Blum, who has been, as we said, the star, one of the best all-around athletes in South Jersey, 365 hitter. That was his 28th hit of the year. And this now sends up Anthony Nadato, the center fielder, 284 hitter, shows bunt, third base side, goes to Weir, does not go to second, and instead gets the first runner. That's a 5-3 sacrifice, moves the runner from first to second, and there's out number 1 as we are moving blazing fast here on this Friday afternoon. The number 3 batter already due up for Mainland.
And Dan, I really liked it. It's a nice little small ball, advance that ball runner, a base runner to second, and scoring position, a little old-time baseball.
Bradley Delaney is the batter, the backstop for Mainland. 16 RBIs, 18 for 62, 290 hitter, 306 slugging, and only 1 extra base hit, but he has walked 19 times. Delaney swings and misses. He has been on a bit of a cold streak as of late, only 1 hit in his last 6 games, and that was in the semifinal win over Toms River East. Had an RBI in that game. Mainland won 7-0. To avoid a Toms River final like we had last year between South and East.
Saw a little pop on that fastball coming in from Delsea.
Dubois steps off and immediately goes back onto the mound. He's not wasting any time today. The 0-1, up and in. Delaney ducks away from it.
Well, I like it already, Dan. Quick worker, which means it's going to be a quick ball game.
Well, let's not jinx ourselves, Fred.
I'm with you. Now it'll end up 22 innings.
It'll be like Eastern and Eustis from April, 3 hours, 11 minutes. The 1-1. Breaking ball catches the outside half, 1-2. Delaney's best performance of the year, he went 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and a 12-2 win over Millville back on the 21st of April. He has had 5 multi-hit games this season out of the 3 spot for Mainland. In the on-deck circle for the Crusaders, Colton Donahue, the shortstop. Time called at the plate. But it is a hot one today here in Franklinville. 91 degrees at first pitch as that one misses. And the count will be 2-2.
When you have an athlete as good as Jake Blum is, he's really demanding attention at second base between the shortstop, the pitcher, and the catcher, and that really plays to Mainland's advantage.
2-strike pitch from Dubois. Runner started to go, but he holds. And the ball popped out of the glove of Familier behind the plate. It's 3-2. As we said, 90 degrees today, 8 mile per hour wind blowing to the west. The wind can pick up here sometimes depending on the day. We saw a Diamond Classic game versus Lenape where Delsea had 2 home runs in that game, and they were both, objectively, they were aided by the wind for sure. But unfortunately, this is a day when it's 90 degrees that you wish the wind was a little bit stronger here in Franklinville. But the 3-2 ground ball picked up by LeJudas. Throw to first is in time. It moves Blum to third. And the first run of the ball game is 90 feet away as he'll move up on 2 groundouts, 1 to third, 1 to second base, and that now sets up Donahue in the 4 slot.
And Dan, doesn't show up on the scorecard, but advancing the runner is so important in baseball, especially if you can score in that first inning and get the jump.
Especially with how high energy and high powered Delsea's offense is. Mainland is going to have to get going early, just like Bishop Eustis had to do versus Gloucester Catholic yesterday, and they did get a run in the first inning, but that was all they would score in an 8-1 loss. Dubois to Donahue, the shortstop. First pitch, breaking ball. Upstairs, 1-0. Well, speak it into existence. Got a little breeze blowing out here. Center field is pointing to the northeast.
I think you jinxed us on that. I'm telling you, you brought the wind right with you.
Listen, I don't think the wind being here is a bad thing. On a 90-degree day, I'll take it any day. The 1-0. Fouled straight back, and it's 1-1. Donahue batting .281, 18 for 64. 5 extra base hits, including 1 home run. That came back on April the 17th.
And you just want him here to get a piece of the ball and just hit it somewhere, and anything can happen.
Donahue has had 5 hits and 3 RBIs in this playoff run for Mainland, including 2 RBIs in an 8-1 win over Cherry Hill West. And that was a game that we were supposed to cover, but ended up getting shut out of that one as that one's high. By the way, in South Jersey Group 4, Kingsway leads Eastern by a score of 8-2 after an explosive 6-run inning. We'll have updates from Group 2 and Group 1 when those games begin at 4. That one's up and out. Group 1 is Maple Shade and Woodstown, 4 versus 2. Maple Shade upset Shallock to advance, and Woodstown down Pennsville, which was my pick to win the sectional, to advance. Group 2 is the chalky of all chalk brackets, 1 versus 2. Haddonfield hosts Haddon Heights in a classic colonial battle at 4 o'clock. 3 balls, 1 strike. Dubois trying to get back into the zone here with 2 outs, and he fouls this one straight back. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The first 3 for Delsea in the bottom of the first inning will be Milo Gebhard, the center fielder, Dom Montana in left, and Ethan Dubois, the pitcher, batting third. Upstairs, it's ball 4, and Donahue stays patient, works the walk, and gives Mainland a little extra life here in the top of the first inning, as now 2 of the 4 batters have reached base. And it'll now be sent to the number 5 hitter in the order in Cole Stefano, the left fielder.
Yeah, catcher going out to make the decision of what they're going to do with runners on first and third. A lot of opportunities. You could break the runner at first. You could get him into a rundown. You could try to score the runner from third. We'll see what Mainland, how aggressive Mainland is this early in the game.
Dubois throws to first. Nothing going there.
You know, Dan, I've been watching baseball for a lot of years. I've never seen that play ever work.
No, I haven't. This one's popped up back over our heads and into the parking lot. 0-1 to the left fielder, Stefano. The junior, 344 hitter in his first varsity season, 21 for 61. All singles, no extra base hits, 3 walks, 5 stolen bases. And he has had 4 hits. Oh, that hit him in the, I think it hit him in the hand, his left hand. And he's going to try to walk this off, but he is heavily favoring that left hand as he goes up the first base line. The bases are loaded. And Billy Kern going over, making sure his man is okay. And I mean, he's on his feet, but he definitely got nicked in that left hand pretty badly.
Yeah, that pitch came dead inside instead of going anywhere else. It went right into the batter, and that is as painful when you get hit with a fastball. You'll, as we say, that'll leave a mark.
Yeah, that is certainly going to hurt for him, and hopefully he's able to stay in this game. I mean, like we said, he's certainly a plus hitter for this Mainland team, 344 hitter. I mean, you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but especially a guy that's so valuable to this program. As the number 6 batter will come up in Sean Burke, the first baseman. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the first inning.
Very dangerous situation here for Delsea.
First pitch, right down Broadway, strike called. Burke, another junior, 378 hitter. Only had 1 hit and 9 at-bats as a sophomore, batted 111, but he's turned it around for a 378 mark, 1 home run, 28 hits total, and 14 RBI. But another big swing and a miss that time. Burke chased that one way low.
Yeah, that was a great moving breaking ball and just caught the fish pitch.
Well, we'll see if he chases again. Bases loaded, and the 0-2 from Du Bois. Strike 3 called, right down the middle. Ethan Du Bois is fired up, running off the field as he gets out of it with a bases-loaded jam. Only 1 hit allowed. 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 hit by pitch. But Du Bois, number 97, survives it. The Mustangs in the green and gray take the field when we return. Mainland bringing out their right-hander, the sophomore Dom DeLuca. 31 innings for the class of 2028 kid, 9 walks, 22 Ks, 2.26 ERA. Looks quite composed on the mound, and I'll tell you, he's got a long release. He definitely really likes to get his front body out there. 1.29 whip, though, for the right-hander, as second-year head coach Vincent Londino brings out his starting 9. Milo Gebhard, the football running back for Delsea. He bats leadoff in the leadoff spot. You've got Dom Montana in left field. Ethan Du Bois, the Delaware commit, is the pitcher batting third. Andrew Weir is the third baseman batting cleanup. Jax Familiar is the catcher batting fifth. Ryan Luby at short batting sixth. It's Chase DeWitt, the DH. Luke LaJudas, the second baseman, and Nate Jackson in right. Cooper Mulhern is field only at first base. DeLuca outside to Gebhard, 1-0. Gebhard had 400 rushing yards and 8 rushing touchdowns for Delsea, and he has really shown it on the diamond, as well as had several stolen bases during this playoff run, and he's just the kind of guy that is your very old school leadoff hitter. Doesn't hit for a lot of power, but gets the ball down and gets out of the box fast. That ball skips foul. It's 1-1.
And good contact on that swing, and once again, like we said, the pitcher, the catcher, and the batters come up trying to find out exactly where the umpire's strike zone is so they know best when to swing.
Only 1 hit for Mainland in the top of the first, a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch. It's a 1-1. Off speed, misses low and in.
And a good eye there by Gebhardt, because that was looked like strike pitch and then broke inside.
And that one's up 3-1. I feel like as a leadoff guy, you've got to have that kind of discipline, though. I mean, that's kind of why Delsey's got him in that position, because if it isn't a pitch that he likes, he's really going to be able to hold off of it, and I think that's what Londino likes. The 3-1. Ball 4, just above the letters, and Gebhardt gets a free pass for the first base runner for Delsea, and it'll bring up Dom Montana, the left fielder.
And we saw a small ball in the top of the first inning done by Mainland, which advanced the runner. We'll see what Delsea does right here. Again, both teams very fundamental, very well coached.
Montana, 294 hitter, 20 for 68, bunts this one foul. 13 RBIs, 3 extra base hits, 10 walks, and 6 stolen bases. He's on a 4-game hitting streak and has had at least one in each of Delsea's 3 playoff games. Delsea is the 4 seed, shut out Ocean City 8-0. They beat, in the quarterfinal round, they beat Morristown, which was the 12 seed. They beat them in an 8-inning walk-off 5-4. And then topped Toms River South 4-1 to advance to where they are today. Here's another bunt, drop down the third base line, got a play, Blum goes over, throw to first is a little bit high, but the tall first baseman brings in the play. That's going to be a 5-3 sacrifice. And that is out
good
number
small
1.
ball again. Very good small ball. Advance that runner into scoring position. You got numbers 3 and 4 coming up in the lineup, and try to jump off 1-0.
And Dubois is a great power hitter, but he's also somebody who gets the ball down into the gaps when he's needed. And again, he'll be with Delsea for another season as a junior, so got another season of watching this kid play. Already committed to Delaware, though, the Division I program out of Conference USA. DeLuca first pitch, low and in. 385 hitter for Dubois. He had 64 at-bats as a freshman. I think that really goes to show how good of a player he is to have that kind of trust that early on. He's a career 369 hitter. This season, 30 for 76, 2 home runs, 18 walks, and 12 stolen bases. So he's only 20 hits away from the elusive 100-hit club, and he's still in his junior season. Really just a fantastic ball player. When you can have a guy that can play both ways and can be exceptional at both is really a gift to have on a ball club. 2-0. From DeLuca to Dubois. This ball is laced out towards right field. This could get down. It'll go over, but it will stay up. Runner tags. Gebhardt will get to third, and he'll stop there. So a fly out to right advances the runner, but good awareness in right field by John Franchini to bring that one down on the fly ball. And now for Delsea, they've got a runner 90 feet away.
And John Franchini was the quarterback on their football team. So you know what kind of athlete and you know what kind of intellect he brings to the game.
So here is Weir, the third baseman. Another junior. I mean, this is a stacked 2027 class for Delsea. A 368 hitter, 28 for 76. 6 extra base hits, 2 home runs. There's a strike called. 0-1. If the inning continues, Jax Familiar is on deck, the catcher.
Well, Mr. Dan, I think this game is going to live up to everything it was meant to be.
That's what you hope for in a sectional final. This ball is laced left center field. This one's hit pretty deep. Going over, going back. This ball is going to hit off the fence. It hit off the top of the wall. The runner is still going. He's still going the third. The ball hit off the top of the fence, but did it go through? He's coming around. The umpire is watching him go home, and he is.
Yeah,
I think that's an inside the Parker.
Well, they're trying to say right now that the ball went through the fence.
Now, we don't have a good angle of it, but the umpires are going to conference, and Billy Kern's going to come out. I saw the ball one hop, and then it hit the top of the fence.
Yeah, that is correct.
They're going to send him back.
So it'll be a ground rule double.
And it'll still be an RBI.
Yes.
But they said that, and that's always the issue with the temporary snow fencing here, is that it's always difficult to get a good read on where that ball lands, because the ball definitely can go up and under and through, and that's why I'm glad at my alma mater, Audubon, that they have it set where even though it's technically temporary, it's still actually a real fence that you really can't go under or through. There's a play right there. I thought it hit off the top of the fence, but they had a better angle of it, and we've got a 1-0 ball game with Andrew Weir, RBI double on a ground rule. Here's Jax Familiar, the 5-hitter. Takes a fastball outside from DeLuca.
So both teams had runners in scoring position in the first inning, and Delsea makes it count and puts the pressure on by taking the lead.
Here's the 1-0. Low and out. That's almost the same spot.
It's just off the block of the plate. Not missing by much, though, that's for sure.
And that one is exactly what DeLuca wanted. 3 fastballs in a row. 2 were outside. 1 moved a little bit in, and he got the call that time, 2-1. Your umpires for today's game, Gerard Malamasura is the home plate umpire. Matthew Angel is the first base umpire. George Sanders is at third base. Great to have a 3-umpire crew here for the sectional finals, as there's a strike called.
Yeah, Dan, it cuts away a lot of the dead spots when you got 3 umpires.
And it takes away a lot of the arguments as well, having that third voice in the room.
Boy, I agree with that. That's a very good point.
When we had the Diamond Classic final between GC and Clearview, we had 4 umpires, including the great Corbin Chance behind the plate. I mean, it was a fantastic game, and really there were no arguments with the coaches because there were 4 umpires, just like at the major league level. The more people you have on the field, the less likely there will be a mistake made. That's why in the Major League Baseball World Series, you've got 6 umpires. You've got 1 that they position down each outfield line. As the 2-2. This ball skied out towards right center. Familiar got under it. And this one's pretty deep, though, and Franchini misses it. Wow, I thought he had a beat on it. Now that one goes on under the fence. That one for sure is a ground rule double. No controversy there, but it's an RBI off the bat of Familiar on a ball that I thought he got under it. And it is 2-0 Delsea here in the bottom of the first inning.
Dan, it's a high sky today. It's a very high sky, and the sun is directly going to right field, and that's going to make every play out there very difficult.
I think I would tell them, hit it that way if that's the case. Here's Ryan Luby. I mean, if you can help it, if you can control what part of the field you hit that ball to, I'm hitting it to right field all day.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a very good call.
Try to sit on a fastball late and drive
it the other way. It'd be nice if
you
could be able to control that all the time, that's for sure.
Well, the major league hitters can, but maybe at the high school level it's a little bit harder. Here is Ryan Luby, the shortstop. He'll be followed by Chase DeWitt, the designated hitter. Fastball up, misses. Feels like a very tight zone this afternoon on both sides. That feels like the way it's going to be. Not a lot of margin for error by either DeLuca or Du Bois. And remember, neither pitcher is a senior, hasn't had the full 4 years experience. Du Bois, he plays like a senior. I mean, if you saw him play, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that he was a junior.
That's for sure.
But DeLuca being a sophomore, class of 2028, he's being put on such a big stage as an underclassman. This is going to be interesting to see how he works through it. 2 balls, no strikes to Luby. Upstairs again. And you got to wonder what Mainland is pondering here, because they've given up 2 hits and a walk, 2 runs. This is not an easy situation by any means. And obviously, if you're Mainland, you've got the bats behind you. You've got an excellent offense. There's a strike called, 3-1. Don't forget that Mainland has also allowed the least amount of runs by any team in the Cape Atlantic League. Going into today, they only allowed 103 runs, which is better than 107, which is what St. Augustine allowed going into this game. So they have one of the best pitching staffs in the conference, as there's a swing and a miss.
I think the big thing to remember here is it's a 7-inning game. You're down 2-0. You got plenty of time to come back and do the game, and for Delsea, they just want to keep their foot on the gas.
2-2. Pardon. ball 4. It was 3-1.
The other concern that's coming in here is a lot of pitches here now in the first inning, and we've got a pitch count situation here in NJSIAA baseball. But I think Coach Kern is just going to go out and try to calm everybody down. We got 2 outs. We get 1 more. We get a chance to bat, and we can put the game right in.
And Mainland, they showed that they could hit off of Du Bois. They only had 1 hit, but they ended up getting, nothing out of it. They left the bases loaded.
That's correct.
Home plate umpire just gave a bench warning to Delsea.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Honestly, that's happened in almost every game Delsea's played in here this year that I've been to. But I think, honestly, a few years ago that wouldn't have been called. But the NJSIAA has been cracking down a lot more and trying to make the game a lot more sportsmanlike. And now the home plate umpire, Malamasura, is going to explain it to Vincent Landino. But listen, Delsea's a spirited team. They're a team that I think that bench warning, they don't really care. Listen, it's a sectional final. If you ask me my personal opinion, I wouldn't worry about stuff like that all that much in a sectional final. If it's the regular season game and you're chirping, that's one thing. But yeah, I want the sectional final to have energy. I want it to be a spirited game where teams are on top of each other, teams are, fired up, and I don't know. I feel a little bit conflicted about it. I mean, I don't think the umpire is wrong, as there's a strike called. I think that he's only enforcing the rules that the NJSIAA has hammered down. I think it's the principle of the rule that I think should use a little bit of tweaking. Strike was called to the 7th man in DeWitt after Luby walked. That one takes low. Because I can tell you, we've been to 4 Delsea games at home this year, and at the first mound visit, they've done that exact same thing every single time. They huddle up in the dugout and they cheer, and they're not going at them. They're celebrating for the sake of celebrating. There's a strike called. It's 1-2.
Well, enthusiasm is part of the game, and really, I encourage enthusiasm. You just have to know where the line is.
And that's the problem, is that a lot of people don't know where the line is. Like in yesterday's game with GC and Eustis. Really, nobody knew where the line was, and it got incredibly heated because of it. The 1-2. Poked out towards right, and it'll be lined at first. Taken in, and the inning is over. Delsea scores 2 runs, including 2 ground rule doubles for RBI. We go to the second. It's Delsea 2, Mainland nothing.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy.
Welcome back from Delsea Regional High School. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. Visit dawgprowrestling.com for more information. Check swing. Umpire says yes, 0-1.
Yeah,
7-8-9 for Mainland.
Really good breaking ball.
Chase Sutley, the second baseman, Will Hickman, the DH, and Franchini, the right fielder, as that one misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Certainly a hot day here in Franklinville, but an entertaining game nonetheless. 2-0 Delsea. They played at 2 runs. As this one's popped up, first base side. This one's up there. Mulhern might have a play. Reaching over the fence was Dubois, but he didn't have a play there. Tell you that's how much of an athlete Ethan Dubois is. Sometimes pitchers never chase pop-ups on fly balls, and Dubois basically has one half of his body over the fence trying to make that play. I remember when I was growing up, 2009 World Series. Remember the Cliff Lee play?
Yes, sir.
He's at Yankee Stadium. He gets a pop-up, and he just nonchalantly catches it over the mound like it's nothing. He didn't do what Ethan Dubois did, that's for sure. It's 1-2. That one is low, skips off of Familiar, and it rolls away, but with nobody on, no harm there.
A lot of pitching coaches wouldn't be happy that when he ran all the way over there. They'd say, stay on the mound, let the first baseman and the second baseman take care of that.
Well, I've actually heard a different philosophy from Greg Himes, who was a guest analyst for us in one of our playoff games, because at the high school level, let's hold on here, the 2-2, low and away. At the high school level, Greg made a great point. At that level, a lot of these pitchers are also playing other positions at the same time.
And they're the best, maybe the best athlete on the field.
Exactly. So it sometimes it's like, well, if you're avoiding a fly ball as a pitcher, go after it because you've got to make that play at another position. That's a free pass to Sutley, to the sophomore. That's the second walk allowed by Dubois. And it feels like even though Delsea got those 2 runs, Mainland is immediately knocking back with the number 8 hitter in Hickman.
And I think I'd still play small ball here and advance the runner and play for that 1 run.
You especially want to play small ball with the bottom of the order and then set something up that's favorable for a guy like Jake Blum or Bradley Delaney, somebody who can really drive the ball. He does swing at it. First pitch, fair ball up the third base line, but Weir lets this one roll foul. 0-1.
So no bunt that time, and it looks like they were going to try to do some type of just drive the ball and hope that you can advance your runner. See if that sign changes, and we'll see if they go to bunt this time. If so, pitcher, throw it in tight.
That's what I would say. Try to get a fastball, maybe chest high. Throw back not in time. Hickman, the designated hitter. This one is popped up on the bunt. Dubois has it. A collision 3 ways with Weir, Familiar, and Dubois. Hickman pops out, but the runner also wasn't far from first base, so he was able to make the play without issue and without further repercussions. It's out number 1, and we now go to Franchini, the right fielder.
And just what you had mentioned before, a pitcher, very, very good athlete, was able to get off the mound really fast and make the catch on that bunt.
So here is Franchini, the right fielder. Runner on first in Chase Sutley, who walked. Mainland has 1 hit that led off the game with Jake Blum, who's in the on-deck circle, the Delaware football commit. As here's a ground ball, hits off the mound, goes to a slide, throw to first, double play!
Wow.
6-4-3 on a ball that flattened itself on the pitcher's mound. Delsea with a huge play to get out of it with a leadoff walk, and they quickly retire the Mustangs in the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second here in Franklinville. It's Delsea 2, Mainland nothing. Welcome back. Bottom of the second inning here from Delsea. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Fred Swartz of Rowan University. Fred, you used to be an assistant principal down here at Delsea.
Yes, I was back in 1997 to 98, and very much enjoyed my time here. It was a great school, great people, and they loved their athletics.
Back behind the plate. One's headed into the parking lot. It's 0-1 to Luke LaJudas. So rest assured, Mainland fans, it was 1997. So Fred is you're unbiased now.
I am completely unbiased.
Listen, I mean, I appreciate Fred coming on here because our original color commentator called out sick, so we weren't able to have. I was originally just going to be just Damian and I, my producer, and
I'm glad to come and help you.
Listen,
and my connection with Mainland was the fact that Clyde Folsom was coaching there for a couple years as the offensive coordinator, and I spent a year coaching with Clyde, so it was a good time.
And there you go, 8-9-1 for Delsea. LaJudas followed by Jackson, who had an RBI in Wednesday's win over TRS, as that one is a breaking ball, does not catch the zone, and it's 2-2.
Well, that one didn't miss my much. That was a nice outside breaking ball that just missed the corner.
That's what we've been saying. It's been a tight zone all day on both sides. As this ball's laced to third, Blum picks it up on an odd hop. Throw to first is in time. And Blum is able to make that play for out number 1. It sends up Jackson now. That was a little bit of a weird bounce in the sense that it looked like it made almost a left turn, and Blum had to – it wasn't an aggressive left turn. It wasn't like one of those bad turf bounces, but it certainly was one where Blum had to stay a little bit further back to make that play. Certainly a difficult one at that.
Grass and dirt field, anything can happen, and usually does.
That one misses. Appeal to first says no. 2 balls, 1 strike. Strike called.
Well, that painted the outside corner. That was an excellent pitch there.
And again, that's one of the hidden benefits of having a tight zone behind the plate is that when you do hit the zone like that, when you do hit the corner, you're going to get that call.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That one misses.
His breaking ball is just missing to the outside. He's so close on that. If he can get control of his breaking ball, boy, he can be a shutdown pitcher.
That one's ball 4. Jackson, the 9-hitter, walks. He reached base twice in Wednesday's win over Toms River South. It'll be Milo Gebhard back to the top of the order for Delsea. Got some Bryson Stott style walk-up singing in that dugout. It's a cool walk-up song to have. That one's up and out.
The best one at Rowan this year was Ian Murphy from West Stepford, who played was a designated hitter, and his song was "Here Comes the Money."
Well, I'm certainly a big Marvin Gaye fan myself, so having "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" from his early years.
Yeah, that's a pretty good song.
Being the music nerd that I am, it's not one that you'd expect a player of this age to pick. But listen, that's his jam, that's his jive. There's a ground ball, first base side. This will be picked up. He tags the bag. We'll have a tag out at second base. He got him! Double play! So wait a second. They had to tag him twice. They got him out that time. A little bit confusing to say the least, but Delsea has a double play. Mainland's got a double play. Anything you can do, well, I can do it better. We go to the third here in Franklinville. It's Delsea 2, Mainland nothing.
Kevin Briles.
Cape Atlantic powerhouse, Mainland 0 with Delsea. Powerhouse from the TCC Liberty. 2 ground rule doubles, both for RBIs in the first, gave Mainland the lead. Delsea the lead. Let's take a look at Mainland standings in the Cape Atlantic American Division. Mainland had the second best overall record. They were 18-8. St. Augustine was first at 22-7. They just won the South Jersey Championship in non-public A over, I believe it was Christian Brothers Academy as the first pitch. Misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. Cedar Creek, a Group 2 contender, as the 3 seed. They were third, 18-10. Vineland, 15-11. Ocean City, 12-13. Hamilton, 9-15. And Millville rounding out the order at 7-15. But all of them quite competitive in the Cal American. Have a feeling that next year Millville will drop down to the National, and it'll probably be Absegami or Egg Harbor to move up to the American as Du Bois takes a strike call. The way that it works, it's like a promotion relegation system. The division winner from the National, which is like the B division, and the United, which is like the C division, they all move up. And then if you finish last in your division, good chance you get moved down. But the difficulty is that Absegami and Egg Harbor Township shared the division title. They both went 8-2 in Cal National play. So if you have a co-division champion, you can't move 2 teams up to the American division. It's a strike called. I mean, it could also be considered by how many players are leaving the program and how you think they're going to do next year.
That's a really good point. Sometimes you can have a really good team and they all leave, and you go back to where you were before.
Right. Here's a 3-2. Popped up foul. Look out. Oh! Fan made the catch back behind the play. That's an excellent play.
Well, in banana ball, he's out.
Exactly. Yeah. Barehanded catch with 2 hands. He was literally on his phone, made the contact, put the phone in his pocket, and just bam, right there. The 3-2. Having a little bit of fun here. Du Bois to Blum, back up the middle. There's another base hit. Blum 2 for 2. Lines that one back up the middle. It goes into center field, so Gebhard picks that one up, and it's a leadoff single for Mainland's leadoff guy.
Yeah, that was a great piece of hitting. He stayed back on the ball and just drilled it right at the barrel of the bat, and right through the middle it goes.
Again, there's a reason why he is the Division I athlete he is, and there's a reason why he's a 365 hitter. As the batter is Dodano, the center fielder.
And seeing him today, he could easily be a baseball player for Delaware, too.
Oh, for sure. Kind of like a Kyler Murray situation. There's another ground ball out to second. Picked up, throw to second for 1 on the first, not in time. No play was made at first. It's a 4-6 fielder's choice. That is out number 1. Had a feeling we could have had another double play there. We already had 2 in this game.
That was hit so hard. Usually that's what happens, but give the Mainland runner Nadado credit because he really got down the line fast, and Jake Blum did a very good takeout slide at second.
So here is Delaney, the catcher, after Blum was retired on the fielder's choice. Throw back to first, not in time. Kind of an interesting uniform color matchup with Delsea wearing their black home alternates and gray pants. And then Mainland in their darker gray jerseys, which I do like those. I just have to imagine gray and black on a 91-degree day cannot feel great for the players. That's why you're wearing a white polo.
That's
Fred.
Exactly right.
And I chose with like a seafoam green today. That one's up. Familiar back picks, no play. Mulhern was well off the bag, couldn't make a tag. Delaney grounded out to second base, and you said it right, Fred, in his first at bat. It doesn't go down in the box score, but he did move that runner Blum over to third, although he did not score. Mainland left the bases loaded. That one's away. And it's a quick 3-0 count from Du Bois to Delaney. And after him will be Donahue, who walked in his first plate appearance. Mainland had 2 outs and the runner on third, and then they loaded the bases. They had a walk and a hit by pitch, but a strikeout looking ended the threat with no runs. Ball 4. Missed up and out. And that is a 4-pitch walk. And that is now, this is a little bit uncharacteristic for Du Bois, even though he hasn't allowed a run. 3 walks in 3 innings, in less than 3 innings, has not really been what Du Bois has been all about this season for Delsea. So this is interesting.
And the pitchers aren't really missing by a lot, Dan. a little bit up or a little bit outside, but he's not missing by much.
Well, that storyline came up in yesterday's game with Bishop Eustace and Gloucester Catholic with Dan Pasalacqua, who, funny enough, also headed to Delaware. He's a strikeout machine. He came into that start with 80 strikeouts and 20 walks across something like 50 or something innings. But he actually walked 5 batters in that game and then was taken out in the 5th inning. It was a crooked number. As we said, GC won 8-1, and 7 of those runs were scored in the 5th. That one's high.
Interesting that you say that, because I think Delaware going to FBS or going to the Conference USA really helps your recruiting, because it's a good level Division I in all sports, and that's something that a lot of kids today want to go for.
Right, they want to shoot for the stars, and if they can't find anything there, they hit the transfer portal and they find something that's a little bit more their speed.
Well, that's interesting, and that's where something has to be done about the number of transfers that are being done. I mean, when a kid plays, they're basically going either for playing time or they're going for NIL money. And football especially, it's just become the battle of the highest bid.
Right. We had a quick mound visit with Delsea head coach Vincent Londino. So we've got 2 runners on base, and Dubois throwing a ball up and out to Donahue is what prompted the mound visit, as he gets a strike that time. And sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes it's just finding a way to get your pitcher settled down and get him in a position to succeed. Did that hit him? No, it did not. It bounced away from Familiar. That'll be a passed ball. Looked like that hit off either the shin or the thigh of Familiar on his left leg. It bounced away, and now both runners are in scoring position for the Mustangs.
And now the situation changes dramatically. We'll see where Delsea plays its infield. Looks like they're coming up. Yes, they are, to try to cut off the run.
Don't mind this at all. I think it's a good aggressive motto to take, as this ball's launched into left field by Donahue. It's down the line and it's over the head. That pass ball's going to mean a lot. Green light from third base from Billy Kern. Here comes Delaney. He's safe. No throw. 2-run RBI double for Colton Donahue, and we are tied 2-2. Just a big swing for a big hit. He said the wind was blowing out to right today, but that one hooked down the left field line, and Mainland, as we said, not giving up at any juncture, right back in this game, and we're tied up 2-2.
And just a great piece of hitting there, and good base running when they saw the ball was going to get down for that runner to score from second. We got a brand new ball game, Dan.
2-2 tie game, top of the 3rd inning, in a game that has been dominated by the double, the 2-bagger, as the batter will now be Stefano. Dubois, first pitch, ground ball, second base. Oh, it's bobbled on the bare hand. The throw is high, but Mulhern hangs on to it. What a reach by Cooper Mulhern. It's a fielding error on Luke LaJudas, and Vincent Londino comes out trying to reassure his fielder, not let him get 2 down in the dumps, but LaJudas bobbled the ball and then in a panic threw the ball well high. And I don't know if you saw, I mean, listen, Cooper Mulhern's a good 6'1", 6'2". Yeah. He was able to get a high jump to save that ball from being completely thrown over his head and being what we would call a double error, and that would have scored the go-ahead run. So a really, really good save. I mean, listen, I don't like to – listen, it's a silver lining, let's say. It's still a fielding error, but that could have been a lot worse. And a ground ball, this could be a double play to second, 6-4, and the throw is wide. It hits the runner. Runner's got to turn back. He'll head to the bag. The run scores. Donahue comes in. They get the fielder's choice. And we've had a lot of opportunities for double play balls up the middle.
Yeah, and I don't know whether you got to see the second baseman double clutched the throw. So he got originally, it looked like it was hard to get out of his glove, and then he tried to rush the throw, but I don't think he would have gotten him anyway. But that's baseball. Anything can happen, and usually does.
Unfortunately, Sutley up the line is Burke is a little bit limping on the play. Remember, he got hit with the throw inadvertently, and Kern went out to check on him. Their first base coach went out to check on him as well.
Yeah, he really motored down the base path to try to avoid the double play, and that's when you pull hamstrings, that's for sure.
Well, I think it also could have been either that or the fact that he was hit with the ball. That really – because
It's
he turned
possible.
around and he was fine. But then once that adrenaline wears off, that's when that pain can set in. The strike is called down the middle to Sutley, 0-1. So 3 runs across in this inning. But only 2 hits in this inning. We've had a single, a fielder's choice, a walk, a 2-run double, a reach on an error at second base, and a fielder's choice that scored run number 3. And in all the middle of that, there was a passed ball as well. But this is showing why Mainland is not your typical number 7 seed.
That's for sure. They solid, well-disciplined, well-coached baseball team.
And again, I mean, whether it was Smith or Kern in this position, I mean, this is a incredibly well-coached team no matter who you put in that dugout. As a pop-up by Sutley, Lejudas goes back and he'll make the catch, inning over. But 3 runs come in, including a 2-run game-tying double off the bat of Colton Donahue. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Mainland 3, Delsea 2. Jersey is the number 2 seed. As we said, they beat Manville 19-0 in the first round, which was even larger than Audubon's 16-0 win over Paulsboro as the 1 seed in the first round. That one's hit out towards center field straight away. Oh, she misjudged it. Got over her head in center field. Now this one's got a chance to be 3 bases for Spire. She's flying around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time. What a way to kick off a semifinal with an inside the park home run. Emma Spire, who will take her talents to the Great Danes after 2026, lights up the scoreboard with a fly ball that got misjudged in center field. Welcome back here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on their first attempt. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, New Jersey at 614 Lambs Road. Here's your TCC Liberty standings on the right side of your screen. Delsea 19-6, co-division champions with Cumberland. As here's a chopper that hit the batter in the foot. They threw back over to first, but it is a foul ball, and it'll be 1-1. But Delsea 19-6, Cumberland 16-9. What a turnaround season Cumberland had from going 5-18 in 2025 and missing the playoffs to being the number 5 seed. Highland was 16-10, Timber Creek 9-14, Triton 8-15, Deptford 3-20. The only team that missed the playoffs was Deptford. But all five of those 6 teams in this Liberty division made the Group 3 playoffs. Delsea the 4, Cumberland the 5, Highland was the 8 seed, Timber Creek was the 16 seed, and Triton was the 15 seed.
Boy, tough year for my buddy Dave Prager at Deptford, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they've got some good ball players for sure. Damalia is a good ball player, committed to Camden County. That ball deflected off of Delaney's helmet behind the plate. It's Montana, Dubois, and Weir, 2, 3, and 4. And a 1-2 count. But Mainland took a 3-2 lead. 2-run double by Colton Donahue gave the Mustangs the lead. tied the game, and then another RBI on a fielder's choice gave them the lead. Popped up first base side. Might have a play. He will not. Still 2 strikes on him. But this will be our last high school baseball game of the season. This is our 56th our 56th total baseball game this season, combined between high school, college, and junior college. And a ground ball, high chopper to third. Blum is there, takes it at the chest, throw to first on a clutch is in time. And there's one away. The batter will be Du Bois.
Dan, I've said this before, but I know each pitcher is on a pitch count. Does the state send somebody down to do the pitch count, or is it kept in the dugouts?
The home book officially keeps the pitch count, but it's the job of the home dugout and the away dugout to stay on the same page. It was an issue in the first year that the 110 count rule was introduced with Pittman coach John Hopley. It was a game between Pittman and Shalleck, and Greg Himes told this story well, where Pittman accidentally had one fewer pitch. They forgot to count a pitch, and they had a guy that was at 111, and he started the next batter. Now remember, even if you're at 109, you can finish the batter if you start that batter at 109 and go over 110, as that one is low. Count is 2-1, but Pittman made a mistake, and Pittman decided not to challenge it, and the team actually forfeited in the playoffs because of it, or I should say the result was overturned, and Shalleck advanced because of that error, even though Pittman won the game. This ball skied on the inner half of the bat, out towards shallow center field, and it's taken in. 2 away. So the batter will be Weir, the third baseman. A little tidbit for you. This is only the 5th public school sectional final in South Jersey since 2021 where neither team competing is a top 3 seed. It first happened in 2022, a very good sectional final between Woodstown and Paulsboro. Woodstown won that game as a 9 seed, and they won the state championship as a 9 seed. 2023 in Group 4, 11 seed Eastern beat 5 seed Rancocas Valley. In 2024, Shawnee, the 7 seed, beat Delsea, the 4 seed. And in 2024, Group 4, Egg Harbor Township, the 7 seed, played Eastern, the 5, and Eastern ended up winning that game. So only the 5th time in 5 years that we've seen it. And we've had a few 1 versus 2s this year, like Group 2 is Haddonfield Haddon Heights, that's 1 versus 2, and in Group 4 it's Kingsway Eastern, which is 1 versus 2 as well. There's a strike called. Honestly, though, I'm liking a sectional final like this because both of these teams had to upend some of the best teams that were above them in the bracket. Both teams, well, Delsea didn't have to win a game on the road, but they certainly had to play some very tough opponents to get here.
Was Cherry Hill West the number 1 seed?
They were the number 2 seed, and they lost to Mainland 8-1 in the quarterfinal round.
So who was the number 1 seed?
Clearview, and they lost in the second round of Toms River South. It was the second year in a row that Clearview had met their end in the quarterfinal round, thanks to the Toms River South Indians. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The 3-2, and it was outside. It's a ball to Weir, and that is the second walk allowed. No, pardon, it's the 4th walk allowed by DeLuca. Gebhard, Luby, Jackson, and now Weir. So doesn't feel like he's allowed 4 walks, but he has.
Well, that also shows, Dan, there's a lot of parity in high school baseball right now.
No, absolutely. There's been a lot, and it's been really interesting to watch this season. I mean, I'll take the Group 1 bracket, for example. I would have never guessed that Maple Shade would have made the sectional final as a 4 seed, but they upended Shalleck to make that one. They're visiting Woodstown today. High chopper by Familiar to third base. Blum is there, does not go to second. He'll go to first, and he made a mistake. He got away. Goes down the first base line. Runner will hold at third. Familiar gets to second, and a rare throwing error on Jake Blum, the very talented athlete. I thought he should have gone to second there, try to get the lead runner, but instead he goes to first, and it costs him dearly.
It's amazing sometimes when it's almost like a routine play. You nonchalant it, and that's when you make your mistakes.
I have a courtesy runner for the catcher. It will be number 5, which is Owen Rysick. And now Billy Kern comes out. He'll have a mound visit with DeLuca.
And pretty good move right there, because the pitcher's now thinking that he should have been out of the inning. There shouldn't be any issues. Now you have runners on second and third and 2 outs, and there's the danger of giving back up the lead. So calm everybody down, get everybody on the same page, say don't worry about it. We make this play and the inning's over.
For Mainland in the top of the 4th, it'll be 8, 9, and 1, Hickman, Franchini, and Blum. Which Blum is 2 for 2. He's had 2 singles. Really has a chance to jumpstart this this Mainland offense again. But these players also have to find a way to stay not only calm in the head, but calm on the body as well. It's 91 degrees. Not a whole lot of wind to cool us down. This ball's hit well. Left field by Ryan Luby. Going back to the wall. It is gone! Ryan Luby, 3-run home run! To the Tarps off section in left field. He just blew the roof off. And it's 5-3 Delsea.
Boy, what a great piece of hitting there, and how the game changed.
Luby to deep left field. A 3-run home run as it gets out above the snow fence in left field. And Ryan Luby has turned this game on its head off of the sophomore DeLuca. That one had a chance. And what a feeling for the senior to hit that ball to Delsea's own student section in left field. As he'll now face Chase DeWitt. That's his first career home run with Delsea in 81 at-bats. And it comes in a sectional final. Unbelievable.
Well, again, you look back, Mainland could have easily been out of that inning, and now they find themselves behind.
DeWitt, the 7-hitter, 0 for 1. Takes a strike 3 call, punched out behind the plate, but not before this game gets turned on its head. 3-run home run off the bat of Ryan Luby. And Delsea here in Franklinville, they are back on top. It's 5-3. 5-3 Delsea. 3-run home run Ryan Luby gives Delsea the lead right in front of his own student section for his first career home run in 82 at-bats. We've got Hickman, Franchini, and Blum. Still a lot of time for Mainland to turn this around as this ball's laced into left field. It's a dive, and it can't get there. It gets under the glove in left field, and Montana couldn't come up with it cleanly. It's not an error, though. It's a double. And Hickman gets on here to lead off the 4th inning.
And that's the way to recover from a disastrous bottom of the inning. Get a leadoff hit, and that puts an interesting situation, Dan. You're down 5-3. This is the number 9 hitter. Is the situation now here to bunt to advance the runner to third, and then you have Jake Blum coming up to lead? And that's what Delsea's expecting. Look where the first baseman is.
Yeah, this is the Miami play as described by, this is the second baseman that's in LaJudas.
Oh, yeah, you're right. How about that?
So we've seen this before. Now, this is in the event that if they bunt with Franchini to the right side of the infield, he's ready to go and throw it to the lead runner as that ball is late. Throw was low. So, yeah, Greg Himes, as we said, former Camden County College pitcher, he just stepped down at Overbrook and decided after he stepped down to put on a headset, and he described this play very well. It's called the Miami play. And Delsea is known for their bag of tricks, for sure. As there's a strike called on the breaking ball. Batter did not offer on the bunt, and it's 0-2. I mean, Delsea, they've had – Greg Himes would tell me that one of the reasons why Delsea games always needed 3 umpires was because during the Tom Carney years, you would have plays where on a double steal, if a ball got away and there was nobody at third base, or really on any play, the runner from third would cut in from the infield, and the umpire wouldn't see it because there was nobody at third base. This ball's popped up on the 0-2. Du Bois makes the catch. Goes back to second. No play. It's a pop out to the pitcher on a sacrifice bunt attempt. So there's that. And then during the Joe Smith years, I remember very well, it was against my school, Audubon. George Starr did one of the most improbable hidden ball tricks I had ever seen, where he stepped off the mound. He fired the ball to second, but he didn't actually – the ball was in his hand the entire time. The second baseman and the shortstop frantically ran as if the ball went into center field, and then he tagged the runner, who happened to be a freshman at the time, who didn't know what that play was, and it was on the last play of the game, 2 outs in the 7th. Delsea won the game. So Delsea, as we said, they are known for their bag of tricks, and that Miami play at second base is a perfect example of that. We're going to have an offensive timeout here with Jake Blum. First pitch was called a strike on a breaking ball, or no, pardon. I thought Kern was going to talk to Blum, but instead we're going to have a runner.
Barry Davis, Hickman, when he was at Gloucester County College, had a play when there was 1 strike on the batter and there were 2 outs, that he would have the catcher think that it was, tell him it was strike 3, and he'd roll the ball right to the first baseman. The runner on third would leave thinking he was home, and they'd throw right back and get him. I've seen that. I've seen where it's now illegal, where they used to crack bats, and it's amazing. Baseball's got a lot of interesting situations.
It's the art of deception.
Absolutely.
There's a ground ball. That'll get through into left field. Montana's got a play. Green light from third. Here comes Hickman. No play at the plate. The ball was bobbled. It's an RBI single out of the leadoff spot for Jake Blum. It's his 3rd single of the day, and that might be the single biggest thorn in the side for Delsea, is this Delaware football committant, Jake Blum. 3 for 3, 3 singles, and now he's got an RBI under his belt.
It shows me what a great athlete is, because it's easy to get down when he made that error and then a 3-run home run. And good big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. He got the hit to bring it back to a 1-run game.
Again, 5-4. Strike called to Dodano. There is a right-hander that was warming up in Delsea's bullpen. I'm not sure if that's Connor Harrison. Remember, Kyle Harrison cannot pitch. He threw 112 pitches on Wednesday. And that's the good thing about Delsea, is that they're a team that's got so much pitching depth that you really can go with anybody. And they've got a couple two-way talents on the team as well. But Mainland with the RBI single makes it 5-4. Honestly, if I was watching at home, I don't even know if I'd get up to grab a drink from the kitchen. I don't know if I would do that if I was watching at home, because I mean, you don't know. Dodano could hit a 2-run home run, and it could be 6-5.
That's exactly right.
You really never know. Here's the pitch. That one's low. Dodano 0 for 1, ground out and a fielder's choice.
Well, the one thing, Dan, I think we're going to see 7 innings and maybe more.
I really thought this game was going to be a low-scoring affair with the fact that you've got Du Bois and DeLuca, both pitchers with sub-3 ERAs. As that one is a check swing. He never even went all the way around, and it goes into left field. How about Dodano? Gets himself a base hit any way possible. I mean, that's one where you just kind of have to tip your cap to the batter. I mean, that's a fantastic play. Not what he was expecting at all, and he gets himself a base hit, and now Londino's coming out again.
Yeah, that you hit it right. That was a very good piece of hitting. The old famous hit them where they ain't, and that's what it was.
Like we said, his bat didn't even go all the way around.
Yeah,
so
we're going to have a pitching change.
Du Bois is going to come out. After 3 1/3 innings, he's going to toss his glove, so I think he's going to stay in the field. Now, we said before the game that if he comes out, he's most likely to take first base or shortstop, and Connor Harrison will come in. Now, Cooper Mulhern is defense only at first base. So what would happen here is that if Harrison comes in and if Du Bois goes to first, Mulhern, who wasn't in the lineup anyway, would be out, and Harrison would now hit in the third position. But Harrison's not a hitter either. So I'm sorry, Harrison wouldn't hit. Du Bois would then take over in the 3 spot, and the pitcher wouldn't have to bat at all because you already have a DH in Chase DeWitt.
Gotcha.
So Connor Harrison, who originally was committed to Franklin Pierce University in New Hampshire, flipped his commitment to Camden County College along with his brother Kyle. He'll take the mound for Delsea when we return. Jersey is the number 2 seed. As we said, they beat Manville 19-0 in the first round, which was even larger than Audubon's 16-0 win over.
Will lead it off for the Senators. Chase Rollins, the player manager for CHP, gets it started with a ball upstairs, and we are underway in game 1. 1-0. That one is hit well out towards left, and it is gone off the top of the goalpost. Shane Adamski with a thunderous start to his playoff series. Second pitch of the game, a solo homer to left, and before I could even write the first name down in my scorecard, it's 1-0.
And it gets past everybody. Graham will go back to position with no goal scored. Connor Harrison is the new pitcher for Delsea. Twin brother of Kyle Harrison, he will pitch with 2 runners on and 1 away. Ethan Du Bois finished with 60 pitches, only 1 strikeout and a handful of hits allowed. It's a 5-4 game, and he will be responsible for both runners on base. That one's up and in. Runners on first and second, tying run on second, go ahead on first with what was a double off the bat of Will Hickman, and now back-to-back singles. Blum on second, Dodano on first. That one's upstairs.
Well, you know, Dan, tough situation for the pitcher to come in. You got to get yourself loose. You got to get used to your rhythm, and you got runners on first and second, so there's not a lot of room for error.
Harrison, 38 1/3 innings this year, 60 strikeouts, 19 walks, normally a starter, but a 2.19 ERA in 21 hits, 12 earned runs, only 2 unearned runs, and he has appeared in 10 games this year. He threw 4 2/3 back last week versus Morristown in that 5-4 8-inning win. It's a strike called. Batter walked out of the box. He disagrees with it, and that's not going to give you any favorability with the home plate umpire. But
no, that's for sure.
yeah, Delaney's still arguing the call, but As much as we'd like to say that all umpires are neutral, definitely when you kind of show like that, show that emotion, anything close, you're probably not going to get to go your way. That one though is up high. I mean, that one wasn't really close either. And now Harrison allows a walk to put the bases loaded. Now 4 out of the first 5 batters for Mainland have reached base. Blum to third, Dodano to second, Delaney on first. And now it'll be Donahue.
Maybe our first critical moment in the game, because Delsea, if they can escape this, even with just giving up 1 run, it'll be a victory for them. But Mainland has a chance to open it up right here.
Colton Donahue tied up the game with a 2-run double just 1 inning ago as a part of a 7-batter effort in the third. South Jersey Group 3 sectional final here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Connor Harrison to Colton Donahue, a strike call. If you'd like to make a contribution to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, you can send anything you'd like to our Venmo at DW Broadcasting. No spaces, no hyphens, and of course, not required by any means, but incredibly appreciated. We do a lot of work to get South Jersey athletics on the air, and we try to promote not only the athletes, but us that are trying to promote our careers and advance our careers in sports media as well. My producer, Damian Waiters, a graduate of West Deptford High School. I'm myself a student at Rowan College of South Jersey. We've got so many different wonderful commentators and behind-the-scenes workers that are able to make this happen. So anything you send our way will go towards travel costs, equipment expenses, and taking care of our crew. So there's a strike called. But even if you don't contribute anything, just know that you watching Dan Wilkins Broadcasting is incredibly appreciated in our tradition of keeping South Jersey athletics free and easy to watch on our YouTube page. It's no balls, 2 strikes to Colton Donahue. 1 for 1, a walk and a 2-run double, just an inning prior in the third. Low and out, Familiar does hang on to it. There is a pretty deep backstop here at Delsea. I'd say, well, first of all, it funnels in pretty narrowly, so I'd say about 20 to 25 feet. It's a little bit like a Timber Creek backstop in the sense that it's wide at the beginning, but it is pretty shallow once you get back to it. So if Familiar lets a ball go by, this game is tied. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Donahue wavers at a breaking ball by Harrison. And there's 2 outs. And what a heartbreak it would be for Mainland. They already were on the short end of a bases-loaded jam in the first inning, and that was because of a strikeout looking. You really want to avoid that a second time.
Yeah, so that was a big win there for Delsea, but now situation stays the same. Keep that ball in play, and now with 2 outs, runners are going to be moving on anything.
Harrison, normally a starter, as we said. Here's Stefano to the left fielder. Hit by pitch, and he's reached on an error, so he's 0 for 1. That one's low. By the way, we've got an upset watch in Central Jersey Group 3. Brick Memorial leads Northern Burlington 6-0 in the 4th inning. So the winner of this game will play the winner of that game at whoever has the higher power points, which I think regardless of who wins today would be at the Central host, which in this case right now would be Brick Memorial. One's fouled back. Look out. Oh, that came close to hitting a Mercedes. I mean, it's one thing if you drill a Ford Focus with a foul ball, but you don't want to hit one of those nice cars.
That's for sure.
You could as long as you don't hit the glass. My Ford Escape is not a luxury car, but I parked far enough away. If you hit my car with a foul ball, you're either facing the wrong way or you're a major league prospect. That one's fouled down the first base line. We've got a 1-2 count to Stefano, the left fielder. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
A lot of pressure here on the batter now because there's 2 strikes. You don't want to get struck out looking, that's for sure, with the bases loaded. So might be seeing another fish pitch right here.
Stefano, the left fielder. Hit by pitch and an E4. The 2-strike pitch, 5-4 game, bases loaded. Fly ball foul down the right field line. In the on-deck circle would be Burke, the first baseman. He struck out looking in his first at-bat, grounded into a fielder's choice in his second at-bat.
And what's that cheer they do all the time? Win the battle, win the battle, win the battle. We got a battle.
We've had a battle all day since the beginning. It's been incredibly fun to watch. I wouldn't be surprised if Mainland makes this happen. Bases loaded. As long as you put the ball in play, there's a good chance you're tying up this game. Foul ball. By the way, we have our first sectional champion crown in South Jersey Group 4. Kingsway beat Eastern 12-2 in 5.5 innings. It was a walk-off not a walk-off, a game winner via mercy rule. Austin Schmidt had the 3-run triple to tie it. Winning pitcher Tyler Rogers, a transfer from Paul Sixth, and Will Martin with the loss. So congratulations, Kingsway. As a swing and a miss, he got him. Connor Harrison gets Stefano late. And Mainland, for the second time today, leaves the bases loaded, but they do get a run on an RBI single off the bat of Jake Blum. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Delsea 5, Mainland 4. And it gets past everybody. Graham will go back to position with no goal scored. They'll count down the time out loud here. Out to the left. One final shot, and it gets through. How about a buzzer beater? How do you do? It's a lead extending goal for Justin Lewis. Well, came back a little bit late. LaJudas got hit. It was the first pitch. Kern's going to ask for clarification. Delaney's trying to argue the call. Home plate umpire is saying that even if, so the question is not whether he was hit, it was whether he leaned in. And the home plate umpire is saying whether he moved at all. If he did, he moved back. So, yeah, Kern getting his clarification there. So a leadoff hit by pitch to Luke LaJudas. And that sends up Nate Jackson. High chopper on a bunt. Goes back. It's a fair ball. Played at first. There's nobody covering the bag at second because of the bunt. It's a successful 2-3 sacrifice as Delaney got out in front of the plate. By the way, DeLuca's still in the game despite this lead. I mean, I wonder if Mainland is a little bit wary about their bullpen depth, or they're just trying to let their guy run for as long as they can. But you got to imagine in a sectional final, your leashes are already short in the playoffs, but they're even shorter in a sectional final where everything's on the line. Back to the top of the order for Gebhard.
And if I'm not wrong, Dan, the winner of this game plays like Tuesday.
Yeah, I believe the state
semifinals. So how many days does their number ones would be available because they pitched the semifinals.
Right.
So.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Gebhard, a walk and a double play. Certainly a tale of two at-bats for sure. That was a 3-6 double play where he grounded it to first. We got a foul tip and 2 strikes. Very slow curveball there by DeLuca. I think Gebhard wanted to time that one earlier, and then he stuttered in the box. So he had to find a way to get out of it. Another swing and a miss.
Nice job by the catcher on that foul tip to catch it for strike number 3, and now really changes the situation now. It's going to take a base hit to score the run.
So here is Dom Montana now, the left fielder. He is 0 for 2. Well, actually, I'd have to get clarification on that. So he has a ground out and a sacrifice bunt. Would that make him 0 for 1 or 0 for 2 with the sacrifice? Okay, 1. That's one of those things that I hadn't ran into it. So I had been saying it wrong. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because the sacrifice, you're doing something that's at worst
You're giving
neutral.
yourself up.
Yeah, you're giving yourself up. It's at worst neutral and at best positive. That makes sense. I mean, I understand that fielders' choices and hit by pitches and walks, they don't count, and errors, they count against you. You know, if you have 2 errors, you'd be 0 for 2.
You know, just looking around here, Dan, we got a nice crowd here today.
Very nice,
yeah,
yes.
I'm telling you.
For a sectional final, especially one that just started after the school day ended, you got the Delsea fans in left. They're hugging down the lines. You wouldn't really know it if you're standing where we are because a lot of fans are down the foul lines and they're watching from beyond the parking lot. There's a bit of if you've ever been to Delsea, there's an elevation of about maybe 10 feet behind us. So you can see from basically an elevated grass position behind the plate. DeLuca ready to Montana. The 0-2 is low and out, 1-2.
You know, both catchers don't get enough credit because of the number of pitches that have been in the dirt, and we've had very few mistakes made by the catchers.
Very true. I mean, it's been very intriguing to watch. 5-4 game. Delsea looking to extend their lead in the 4th. Runner goes. It's low. Bobbled by Delaney. He'll have a throw. It's up the line. Missed to the right of Blum. Runner steals 3rd. And that's LaJudas, who advanced to 2nd on the sacrifice, now swipes 3rd. And
so the only advantage of that now is the fact that any mistake or any non-out is going to score a run.
Five to 4 Delsea, South Jersey Group 3 final. Here's the pitch. Popped up, back behind us. It's out of play. No play. Didn't see anybody warming up for Mainland. I mean, our view down the right field line is obstructed, so.
It seems like they've committed that they're going to go with him as long as until he reaches that pitch count.
Or until Delsea, if they end up getting a couple more hits off of him, until they really start to show their true colors, if you will.
Exactly.
2 strikes, 2 outs, and a ground ball sharply hit. Picked up by Donahue, takes it to the chest, throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. Big way to get out of the jam. Both pitchers escape a jam in the 4th. We go to the inning number 5 here in Franklinville. Delsea 5, Mainland 4.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well.
The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside.
It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need.
And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives.
If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
And it gets past everybody. Late switch for the visitors. Again, inside their 5. Oh, they're going to pitch this one back for the flea flicker. Touchdown, West! Oh, my goodness! Taking inspiration from Nick Foles and Trey Burton.
I think they just pulled off the Philly special. That is the greatest touchdown I have ever seen. Well, maybe not the greatest touchdown I've ever seen. Maybe that's stretching a little bit, but one of the greatest touchdowns we've seen.
Back here from Delsea Regional High School, I'm Dan Wilkins of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, joined by Fred Swartz of Rowan University. On the call, Damian Waiters, my producer this afternoon. South Jersey Group 3 sectional final. This ball's popped up, first base side. DuBois has a play, and he makes the catch just inside the fence. There's a lot of foul ground here at Delsea. You know, it's not exactly Oakland Coliseum levels of foul ground, but it certainly is a lot. And he forces a first pitch fly ball for out number 1. Here's Sutley after Burke popped out to first base in foul territory. 0 for 1, walk and a pop out, strike called, 0-1. If you're a small business owner that's interested in advertising with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, send us an email at thedanwilkinsshow, that's TheDanWilkinsshow@gmail.com. We offer affordable advertising rates for all kinds of businesses, whether you're a brick-and-mortar store, somebody who works from home, or somebody who has a social media following. You'll get your company on the air in front of over 180,000 annual viewers with games in all 7 South Jersey counties and more. You'll get maximum brand exposure with full creative control over your advertising product for a fraction of the cost. A strikeout is called, but you can visit, again, that email. You can send me an email, and I will send you an advertising flyer with information on how to get involved and how Dan Wilkins Broadcasting can help you be successful in your advertising ventures here in South Jersey. Sutley strikes out swinging. It's the 3rd strikeout for Connor Harrison in relief, and we've quickly got 2 away in the top of the 5th for Hickman, the designated hitter. Will be a re-entering here.
Designated hitter.
Yeah, so Hickman is re-entering it. He must have been run for then when he had that double back in the 4th inning, because you don't have to declare it if it's a pitcher or a catcher, but if it's any other position, you have to declare it to the umpire for the pinch runner / substitution. So when Hickman hit that double, he must have had a pinch runner for him, which is why he's re-entering here. Got a strike call. The 0-1 from Harrison. This one skied, right field. DuBois might have a play down the line. He will make the catch, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 for Connor Harrison. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 5-4 Delsea.
Literally, they've been here twice, and they're about to score, or on the doorstep of scoring 50 for the 2nd game in a row. Xavier Terry Brown. He is still on his feet. He's being shoved forward into the end zone. But who's got the ball? Look at Jason Solomon. The ball magically appeared in Woodbury's hands, and now they're back at the 50. This one's going back. This one's going to go to the distance. I don't see any flags. Did that just go for 100 yards? I think it did. I do not see any flags as Woodbury. Oh my goodness, Jason Solomon, have a day. He is the first man not named Taylor to score. Oh, man. Wow, that was good.
He's donning the number 34 and the shortstop for this one. First pitch. There's a line drive into center field. That one is going to drop, and it's going to go to the outfield wall. 1 run will score. Spence is going to make a huge arc around third. She will score to make it 3-0. And here comes the runner to score. It's an inside the park home run for Ella Hayes to make it a 4-0 game. A 3-run inside the Parker to the 2.
Ethan DuBois leads us off for Delsea in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 3, 4, and 5 for the Crusaders. DuBois needs a little bit of a pickup. He's got 3 1/3 innings on the mound. He got taken out for Connor Harrison. Now, the good thing is that Delsea at least for him, the good thing is that Delsea holds the lead, but he definitely did not have the start that he envisioned, so he's going to try to break his 0 for. He's 0 for 2, 2 flyouts, 1 to right, 1 to center. And he's going to try to lead us off here off of Dom DeLuca in the 5th inning. This ball's fouled straight back, 0-1, into the parking lot, and man, these baseball players, they like coming close to hitting expensive cars. There was one that almost hit a Mercedes, and that one almost drilled a BMW. But not a Ford Fiesta. Here's the first pitch. The 0-1, high chopper to third. Blum has it on the chalk. Throw to first is in time from the hole. And Dubois now 0 for 3 as Delsea's star hitter. I mean, that's one thing that's really done well by Mainland is they've kept Delsea's stars in check. You've got Dubois 0 for 3, Montana 0 for 3. The top 3 batters in the lineup for Delsea are a combined 0 for 8 with 1 walk.
That's a big win right there, that's for sure. They're the ones that manufacture the runs.
Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Strike called, 1-1. By the way, the score holds Brick Memorial 6, Northern Burlington 0 at the end of the 4th inning in the Central Jersey Group 3 final. Up and out. We already have a final score from South Jersey Group 1. Woodstown, the 2 seed, has won their first sectional title since 2022. 2-0 final over Maple Shade, South Jersey Group 1 final round. That one is low. And in Central Group 1, Shore Regional versus Point Pleasant Beach, they are tied 0-0 in the 2nd inning. So Woodstown will play the winner of Shore and Point Pleasant.
How wonderful the internet is.
Right?
Back in the old days, we had to call up people that were at the game and try to find out what the score was.
That's what I love. I mean, listen, I don't like bragging a lot, but I really like the fact that, you know, I feel like I got into broadcasting at the right time in the sense that you can have this information at your fingertips, and Weir hits it on the ground. Sliding shot, stop by Donahue. Throw to first is in time. Great 6-3 play in the hole.
Let me tell you, that was a big-time play right there. That was a big-time play.
Could have saved a lot of momentum.
Ball, had a lot of zip on the throw. Very good shortstop right there.
Looking for an update on South Group 2. I'll see if I can make that magic happen. Oh, Tom McGurk is there, and Tom Rimback is there. 2 great reporters. There's a strike called. Haddon Heights leads Haddonfield 2-1 in the middle of the 2nd inning. That game over in Haddonfield at the Russ Spicer Diamond, one of the most pitcher-friendly ballparks in South Jersey. 4-0-2 to center field. No one skips in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Were they pretty even during the season, Heights and Haddonfield?
They have been neck and neck. I mean, they were the top 2 seeds in the Colonial since the beginning, and I think that it was going to be pretty obvious. Haddonfield had a chance to go back-to-back. They beat Collingswood in the final last year. Or no, I think they did beat Haddon Heights in the final last year because Haddon Heights was the 1, and I'm pretty sure Haddonfield was the 2. But as we said, this matchup right in front of you isn't your most conventional final game, as Group 1 was 4 versus 2. Group 2 and 4 were 1 versus 2, and this is a 7 versus 4. Mainland, they beat Lacey 7-0 to win their first round game. They beat Cherry Hill West 8-1, which was an upset for sure, but Cherry Hill West, the game was tied 1-1. It was either 1-1 or Mainland was up 2-1, and Mainland scored 6 runs in the 7th inning to put the game away. We've got a walk to Familiar, and the batter will be Luby.
And we got a pinch runner also going in at first.
Yeah, the courtesy. It's going to be Kaiser again. And now Kern's going to come back out. And I think this might be the end for DeLuca here. Bottom of the 5th inning. Kern taking a slow walk. Again, the coach,
players are coming out of the dugout, and that's the ultimate key.
So there you go. That's going to be it for Dom DeLuca, the sophomore. Listen, it's a 1-run game. he did his job. He held Delsea for what it's worth. He had a couple of blemishes, but this is certainly not a performance to hold your head down over. He finishes with 4 2/3 innings. He struck out 2 batters. He walked 5 and gave up 4 earned runs in the game. He'll get a nice applause from the Mainland dugout and the Mainland parents. But the new pitcher into the ball game, and I should have known, he was sitting right next to us the whole time. I should have known that he was the guy that was going to come in. It is number 32. That is Aiden Grasso coming in for Mainland in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs and a runner on when we return.
Doubleheader reached first on an error in the first at-bat of Game 2. This one's lined into center field. Slider going over. He dives. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Ryan Slider makes the catch. Not on a slide, but instead on a dive. 2 away. Jack Mostero, 2 for 3 with a strikeout, a double, and a single. Looking to play hero. He's going to line this one into right center field, and that's going to drop. That's going to do it if they don't get a throw down. Mostero's going to second, and Danza's coming home. Sectional champions, Gloucester Catholic. They do it in a walk-off fashion as GC with Mostero playing hero. An unbelievable.
Aiden Grasso, the new pitcher for Mainland. He's a senior right-hander, and he has been a star for this Mustangs team. 18 innings, 7 walks, 15 Ks, but a 0.78 ERA as he gets a swing and a miss. With DeLuca coming out of the game, Grasso comes in relief. He has had 2 of his 6 appearances at 5 innings or longer, but he has had a mix of starter and relief work. There's a swing and a miss. Gets another big hack for Luby, who had that 3-run home run in his last at-bat in the 3rd.
Boy, nice change of speeds.
Time called by the batter. In the top of the 6th for Mainland, it'll be 9-1-2. Franchini, Blum, and Dodano. Swing and a miss. On a foul tip, he got him. And Aiden Grasso just needs 3 pitches and 3 whiffs to get out of the inning. We go to the 6th here at Delsea. It's a 1-run game.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Doubleheader reached first on an.
And it gets past everybody. Graham will go back to position with no goal scored. They'll count down the time out loud here. Out to the left. One final shot, and it gets through. How about a buzzer beater? How do you do? It's a lead extending goal for Justin Lewis.
He's donning the number 34 and the shortstop for this one. First pitch. There's a line drive into center field. That one is going to drop, and it's going to go to the outfield wall. 1 run will score. Spence is going to make a huge arc around third. She will score to make it 3-0, and here comes the runner to score. It's an inside the park.
Welcome back here from Delsea Regional High School. It is 5-4 Delsea. Top of the 6th inning. Connor Harrison still in. What's funny is that you look at a guy like Connor Harrison, and he's only had 2 appearances where he's thrown less than 3 innings all year. But I feel like in high school, more than any other level, the role between a starter and a reliever is almost non-existent.
Agreed to that.
Because
100% right.
Even in the regular season, you will throw wherever you're needed. Maybe in the regular season, that role is slightly defined, but in the playoffs, it doesn't matter whether you're a starter or reliever. You're going to go wherever the coach asks you to go.
Demeanor of the game changes now because Mainland down to 6 outs, so everything becomes an urgency right now.
A strike called.
Yes, it's a 1-run game, but it's also the 6th inning.
And a lot can change from here until the final pitch in a 5-4 game that was back and forth for a while. We haven't had any offense since the 4th inning. Mainland opened up the game by striking out with the bases loaded. Delsea scored 2 runs on 2 ground rule RBI doubles in the bottom of the 1st. Mainland gave Delsea a run for their money, got it back as Franchini walks. That is the 6th walk allowed by the Delsea staff. 5 by DuBois, and now 1 by Connor Harrison. And we'll go back to the top of the order for Jake Blum, who's 3 for 3, 3 singles, and an RBI.
And now, interesting dilemma, because a lot of times old-style baseball says you bunt here and put the runner in scoring position. But Blum is such a great hitter, I don't know whether you want to give him up.
It might supersede that, yeah. It just might be better to give him a ride and see if you can get 2 birds with 1 stone.
I'd let him swing.
He's been just so hot lately. There's a strike called to Blum. 3 singles, but he has not scored either time, anytime. Made it to 3rd twice and was called out at 2nd base thanks to a fielder's choice in that 3rd inning. From the stretch, now he bunts, giving himself up, back to the mound. Harrison, throw to 1st is in time. DuBois picks it up, pump fakes back to 2nd. So there's your old-style baseball. We didn't think it would happen, but it did. It's a 1-3 sacrifice, and Blum gives himself up for the greater good, and there's 1 away.
And I'll tell you what, I have to agree with Mainland staff on that, is put your runner in scoring position. That's the tying run. We got plenty of time to go, and you've got Dotto up, and who can also hit the ball well, so it's getting interesting. I will tell you, I really like this.
I mean, that's part of the reason why we chose this game, because we didn't know what would happen, and all respect to Northern Burlington, because that was our other choice, but I'd much rather cover a sectional final that's 5-4 than one that's 6-0.
Yeah, and you know, another, Dan, I'm really impressed with Jake Plum on that, because when you're hitting the ball so well, you hate to give yourself up.
Right.
And he did it for the team, and that's really great.
No balls, 1 strike to Dodano, the center fielder. Or, excuse me, ground ball. High chopper, back to the mound. It'll go to 2nd base. Bang, bang. Oh, he got him. That was a close play. We'll have a look at it, but that's out number 2. It's a 4-3 ground out. You do move the tying run 90 feet away.
Boy, the toughest play for a first base umpire to make, a bang, bang play.
After this pitch, we'll take a look at it with the batter Delaney, the catcher, upstairs. Let's take a look at this replay here. So, a slow grounder. And again, Harrison had a chance at it, but it ends up going to 2nd base. Oh, I think he got in there. I definitely think that runner got in there looking at the replay. That one is a strike called. I mean, it's a bang-bang play, but no replay review in high school baseball down here in New Jersey. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind really picking up here in Franklinville, but it's cooled it down a little bit. Doesn't feel like a sweltering 91 like it did before. That's always welcome. Tying run on third, and a swing and a miss! He got him! Connor Harrison gets out of it, and for the fourth time today, Mainland has left a run 90 feet away, and 2 of those times they've left the runners all bases loaded. Delsea's got one more chance to extend their lead, but if not, you'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 5-4, Delsea on top.
Launches one foul. See, Mostero's doing us a service here. Or, excuse me, D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro is doing us a service here. He's letting us have this conversation by having a long at-bat. But a lot of people are still caught up in the D1 or bust mentality. Listen to this crowd. Listen to this crowd. We'll talk about that later. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Clapping it up here for the Roadrunners. 2-2. Here's a fly ball out towards center field. This one's going back, and this one is gone! 3-run homer, D'Alessandro! And it's a 1-run game at the crack of the bat, 5-4. 3-run shot to center field. Trailing towards the right center, and the cleanup man does exactly what the position orders, cleaning up. And he does it incredibly well with a 5-4 game. He battles for 11 pitches.
Welcome back here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association. High-level baseball right in your backyard. A men's league for anyone 18 and up. Registration is open for the fall season of 2026. Visit SouthJerseyNABA.com for 20-plus teams across 4 highly competitive divisions. I could definitely attest to that as we've got a ball up to Delsea's leadoff man in DeWitt, 7, 8, and 9 for the Crusaders. But I say I can attest to that because I actually play in South Jersey NABA for the South Jersey Bulldogs. Hey, we're 4 and 5 right now, hanging in there. Gotta wake up quite early on Sunday though. We got a road game at Cape May Courthouse, so I got to get up quite early for that as it misses high.
One thing Mainland doesn't want to do here is let the first Delsea runner get on base because so many things can happen after that. Let's see what he can do.
Grasso only needed 3 pitches to get out of the inning in the 5th. But now he allows a very quick walk to Chase DeWitt. It now brings up the 8-hitter in Luke LaJudas. But what I'll tell you is, this has been a game that has had a lot of free passes, and they have mattered. Both starting pitchers allowed 5 or more free passes, which is not something that you really expected. But I would also say on the inverse side of it is that if both pitchers allowed 5 or more walks, you would have thought that they would have been pulled earlier, and also you would have thought this game might have been slightly more high scoring. I mean, listen, 5-4 is right around the middle of the road, but when it was 5-3 in the bottom of the 3rd, I thought we were headed for like a 9-8 game or something. It's been a battle of 2 halves. The first half was high scoring. The second half has been incredibly defense oriented.
Now, if you can see this, look how close Jake Blum is.
Yeah, our camera's got it. Look at that. There's a strike called. If you're just joining us, 5-4 Delsea here in the bottom of the 6th inning. On Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, my color commentator Fred Swartz. High chopper, Blum's got it. He will not go to second. He'll go to first. The throw is a little high, but the first baseman stayed on the bag. It is a 5-3 sacrifice. It's out number 1. It sends DeWitt to second, and the batter will be Nate Jackson, the right fielder.
And I'll tell you, Dan, I love every minute of this. Being an old school baseball guy, this is great old school baseball.
Between 2 coaches that aren't that old school either.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You know, I would
really
say
great
old
to
school
see.
baseball would apply if this was Sam Tropiano versus Rich Horan,
Yeah.
but these are 2 coaches that are both under the age of 50. So it's like, you know, listen.
Great baseball, though.
It's excellent to watch today. With a foul tip, goes right into the glove of Delaney. It's 0-1. Jackson, a walk and a sacrifice hit in his 2 plate appearances today. As we said, he had an RBI double, which was crucial in Delsea's 4-1 win on Wednesday in the semifinals over TRS. It's a strike called, 0-2. So 2 breaking balls that time, both called strikes. And now you've got the 9-hitter in a bit of a bind.
You sure do, and his off-speed pitches have been the best throws he's made for strikes.
Not to mention he's thrown them some inside, which has been interesting. There's a line drive, goes over the middle and into center field. Green light from Londino at third. Here comes DeWitt. The throw to the plate is not in time. RBI single out of the 9 slot for Nate Jackson. And it's 6-4 Delsea in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Boy, big insurance run right there for Delsea.
Out of the 9 spot.
That's incredible. That's great.
Jackson has been an unsung hero of this team. Like we said, he had a big hit on Wednesday that gave Delsea the lead, and he's now done it again for a big insurance run, 6-4 now in the 6th. And that gives Mainland an even tougher task in the optics of coming back in this game in the 7th. So here is Gebhard. 0 for 2, double play, strikeout, and a walk. Gebhard showed bunt but pulled back, called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Interesting strategy there. I think you won't see him bunting now, but big, crucial hit there for your number 9 hitter. I also liked that Londino had no doubt. He was sending him no matter what. So,
yeah, he just said go.
Yeah, just said go. Yeah, exactly.
So Gebhard 1-1 count after the throw over to first. Or excuse me, the 0-1 is a ground ball. This could be 2. No, it goes right under his legs. It goes under the 5-hole and it goes into right center field. The throw to third is cut off. It's going to be a fielding error on the second baseman as Gebhard gets it through. And that's a heartbreaker for the Mustangs over at second base.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Would have been maybe a double play, but at least an out. And now you have to try to keep it from being a 3-run game instead of a 2-run game.
With Dom Montana, who's 0 for 2. By the way, Kevin Clark, RBI double for Haddon Heights. Haddon Heights leads 3-1. They are still batting in the 3rd inning. Thanks to Tom McGurk for the update. Big thanks to everybody who's reporting on these sectional finals today. Matt Manley, Kevin Minnick, Tom McGurk, Phil Anastasia. I mean, it is a who's who of great names in South Jersey reporting and South Jersey journalism. And I'm very glad to be at least some part of it as well. I mean, I'm not a journalist, but I'm a broadcaster, so I try to help out in the way that I can. Runner goes, and they're not going to have a play. Montana pulled back on the bunt, and Gebhard gets an uncontested stolen base.
And then now takes the double play, unless it's a line drive, it takes a double play out of the picture. And I think, right, Mainland has to bring the infield in right now.
Yeah, now they're bringing in everybody in.
They have to.
Donahue's coming in. Now some panic is ensuing on both sides. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Grasso delivers, strike called. 1-1. By the way, 6-0 still Brick Memorial over Northern Burlington going to the 6th inning. Whoever wins this game will, I believe, visit the winner of that Central game. Brick actually had a no-hitter going, but Brenner Porgesem for Northern Burlington broke it up. It's 2-1. One thing I want to get going next year is I want to have like a lower third ticker on the bottom of the screen that updates scores from sectional finals and playoff games. Home plate umpire telling Dubois he's way out there in the on deck space. I don't know if the issue was where he was standing or if he was saying something. I'm not sure. But
you're only allowed to have one person out on the on deck circle. And they had 2.
Called. So Montana, the left fielder, who's had some good plays on defense, he's had some bad plays on defense, and he hasn't had a hit yet, but he's had a sacrifice bunt in the 1st inning. 2-strike pitch, line drive, over the head of Donahue in the left center field. Here comes Jackson, he'll score. Right behind him is the speedster Gebhard. 2-run single. Get yourself a plan, that's an insurance run and then some. 2-run single. And Delsea is ahead by 4 runs. It's 8-4. And what a big swing to cap off an amazing rally by the Crusaders. What a swing.
What a swing
play.
is right, and what a time to do it.
8-4, Delsea, who won a sectional title 2 years ago with a different staff, a different squad, and an entirely different identity when they were the 4 seed and they beat Shawnee in 2024. I mean, this team has had so many great years, and when Londino came over, you didn't know how it was going to go for them. But they're 19-6 versus a Mainland team that's 18-8, and these two always seem to run into each other. But Delsea, co-champions of the TCC Liberty, a very competitive division, sharing that title with Cumberland. Du Bois took outside, counts 1-1. That was low. Delsea actually had more total wins last season. They were 21-5, but they lost in the second round as a 3 seed to Shawnee. They lost the game 5-0, which set up that Toms River final. They beat Highland in the first round. Line drive right to Donahue. He'll go to second, and the throw to first is in time. That's a double play. That's the 3rd double play turned in this game. And we'll go, actually no, it's the 4th double play turned in this game. But what a swing it was. 4 runs and all the insurance Delsea could look for. They're 3 outs away from a sectional title when we return.
Launches one foul. See, Mostero's doing us a service here. Or excuse me, D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro is doing us a service here. He's letting us have this conversation by having a long at-bat. But a lot of people are still caught up in the D1 or bust mentality. Listen to this crowd. Listen to this crowd. We'll talk about that later. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Clapping it up here for the Roadrunners. 2-2. Here's a fly ball out towards center field. This one's going back, and this one is gone! 3-run homer, D'Alessandro! And it's a 1-run game at the crack of the bat, 5-4. 3-run shot to center field. Trailing towards the right center, and the cleanup man does exactly what the position orders, cleaning up. And he does it incredibly well with a 5-4 game. He battles for 11.
And Argabright with a full count. Outfielders in communication for the Quakers. Everyone's looking around in a tie game, bottom of the 6th. The 3-2 payoff. Ground ball. It's going to get over the head of Tolbert into left field. That's a base hit. 2-run score. Argabright delivers when asked. 5-3. Connor Harrison, committed to Camden County College, one of 3 Delsea players committed to that school. Connor Harrison, Kyle Harrison, and Ryan Luby with that 3-run home run.
As we said before, the 4-run cushion now makes a grand slam not a game winner here for Mainland. And we'll find out a lot about Mainland's character right here. Just want to get this first runner on.
Harrison versus Donahue. Strike called inside corner. 4, 5, and 6 for the Mustangs. Donahue, Stefano, and Burke, the first baseman. Donahue tied the game back in the 3rd inning with a 2-run double. Came around to score. That was a 3-run inning, a transformative one at that for Mainland. This one's fouled back. It's 0-2. In the on-deck circle is Stefano, who has a hit by pitch. He's reached on an error and a strikeout, so he's reached base twice, and he's a productive hitter. I mean, listen, everybody on this Mainland team is productive. They wouldn't have gotten to the sectional final if they weren't. This is a very talented team, but right now, what could separate them between hoisting the trophy and being a runner-up was defense in the field today. Check swing. Let's see if there's an appeal. Nothing at first. Familiar is picking it up, and he's not going to appeal, so it's 1-2.
If you're Delsea, you just want to get outs. 3 outs without giving up 4 runs. If you're Mainland, you need base runners, and you need to advance those base runners.
And you can't really play small ball here in the
Small
seventh
ball's
inning
over.
either. Yeah.
Small ball, you got to play big inning.
With a 4-run cushion, Delsea over Mainland. This one's flied into center field. It's going to be shallow. Gebhardt's got to play. He's got a beat on it, and he'll make the catch. Out number 1. Delsea student section ready to go. They still got to get 2 more outs, but this could be a big inning for Connor Harrison, who came on in the 4th. He's actually thrown longer than Ethan Dubois did at the start, who only made it through 3 1/3. So Harrison would finish with 3 2/3 as there's a strike called. I mean, Dubois, he gave up his handful of hits. Mainland made it a 1-run game, but Harrison came in. He walked the first batter he saw and then struck out the next 2 swinging, including Donahue and Stefano. Low and out.
Good discipline there by Stefano.
1 ball, 1 strike. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow from Mastery Pickett High School in Philadelphia. We've got, for the first time, women's pro football. It's the WFA Division II, as there's a ground ball to third base. It'll be foul. It's between the Maine Mayhem and the Philadelphia Phantoms. And no, it is not flag football. It is women's tackle football with all of the rules that make football great. I got to see them play versus the Tri-State Warriors over at Temple a few weeks ago, and they were excellent. They reached out to us, and we'll be there, 5 o'clock kickoff. Technically our first football game of the calendar year, as the 2-strike pitch to Stefano is low. I think Harrison was trying to go for a waste pitch there, but I think he missed the mark and ended up missing too low, which ended up hurting that pitch's trajectory.
And it was also a good fish pitch. There's nobody on base. Even if it got behind the catcher, there was not going to be an advancement.
No harm, no foul. 2-2. Line drive into right field, a base hit.
Go.
That's one way to get started. It's bobbled in right by Jackson, but he'll hang on to it, and it's a base hit with 1 away for Stefano, and this will now bring up Burke, the first baseman. He is 0 for 2. He's got a strikeout, a pop out, and a fielder's choice.
No bunts now, no sacrifices. Drive the ball.
Let's go, Berkey. Read it, kid.
Connor Harrison looking for a long day at the office and looking for the ultimate reward, a chance to play in a state semifinals. There's a strike called. We'll get one more update on you on Brick Memorial Northern Burlington. At last check, it was 6-0 Brick. Northern Burlington was no hit until the 5th inning.
Come on, babe. Go, kid. Let's go, kids.
Check. Appeal. No. That was close. 1-1. Brick Memorial did add on an insurance run. It's 7-0 Brick Memorial over Northern Burlington going to the 7th inning. Winner of this game would most likely play the Mustangs of Brick Memorial. That one's up and out. And I believe regardless of who wins, it would be on the road at Central, because this year they made it at whoever has the higher power point, so it no longer alternates between South and Central for the state semis. Line drive, right center field. That gets down. A big base hit by Burke, and now Sutley's going to bat with 2 on and 1 away.
And
There's
again,
nobody
if
warming
you're
up in
Delsea,
Delsea's
you're just
bullpen.
playing 2 outs. If you're Mainland, you're playing advance the runners no matter what.
And you're playing 2 outs in a game that's had 4 double plays combined between both defenses.
Yeah, that's true.
So Familiar and Harrison talking. There's nobody warming in Delsea's bullpen at this time. But remember, this is a transformative at bat because one pitch can end this game, but one pitch can make it a 1-run game as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said that 4-run lead is exactly what a team wants.
So here
5
is,
would be better, but 4 is good.
Oh, for sure. Just they were able to push across those 3 insurance runs. For Chase Sutley, the sophomore second baseman, misses up and in. If I'm Mainland here, I'm taking until I get a strike.
Well, there's a good point to that. There's a good point, but boy, if that ball comes right down fat in the
True.
middle of the plate, it's hard to lay off it, that's for
That's
sure.
true. That's true. Sutley is 0 for 2. A walk, a pop out, and a strikeout. Walked in the 2nd inning. Harrison on the ground. This is out to second base. It's a high chopper, and he missed it. He doesn't see it. LaJudas has his 2nd error of the game, And that will be an even costlier one than his first, as the bases are loaded and the tying run is up, as Luke LaJudas has committed his second fielding error of the game.
Yeah, Coach Londino hit right to the second baseman on that one. Don't wait for the ball to come to you. Go get the ball. But it's made this game very exciting now.
So here is the designated hitter, Will Hickman. They've asked me to call him Bill.
Well, he can etch his name into Mainland history right here.
Yeah, he can etch his name whether they call him Will or Bill with a big swing. He's 1 for 3, had a double and scored in the 4th inning. There's a line drive foul. We've already seen a home run in this game from Ryan Luby. Hickman has 2 pop-outs. He popped out to the pitcher in the 2nd inning and to the first baseman in foul territory in the 5th. But that double in the 4th set up Blum's RBI single that made it a 1-run game 5-4, which is where the score held for a while. Foul back, and it's 0-2, hits our field mic. That was coming right towards you, Fred.
I was ready. I was down and on my knee.
You were ready to make the play,
I
Fred.
was ready to throw him out at the plate.
So Harrison ahead in the count, 0-2. Hickman with 2 foul balls. And in the on-deck circle is Franchini.
I think you're going to see a breaking ball right here.
Looking for a waste for sure. Harrison, the 0-2. Fastball! Got him! 3 pitches and Bill Hickman's retired. It's 2 away. And Delsea is 1 out away.
Yep, big out right there. Huge out.
Mainland reached 3 straight base runners, 2 singles and an E4 to now send up the 9 batter.
He's such a good athlete. This is, if I was Mainland, I'd be very content with him at the bat.
Out of the 9 slot, which has been productive today on both sides. That one's up. He grounded into a double play in the 2nd, popped out to the pitcher in the 4th, but did walk in the 6th inning. And he is the 6th batter of the inning. Would be interesting to see if they can get to Jake Blum what the strategy is. There's a strike call, 1-1. Delsea last won a sectional title in 2024 when they beat Shawnee under a different head coach with different stars on the team, despite only being 2 years removed. And that's how high school baseball works. The 1-1. Fly ball, shallow center field. Gebhardt calls for it. And the Delsea Crusaders have won on their home field. Group 3 sectional winners. Mobbed at home plate. A 3-run home run was the difference maker in the 3rd inning. And Vincent Londino, who shadowed many years in Joe Smith's reign at Delsea, now has his first as the head man at the table. 8-4 the final. And Delsea will most likely, once the weekend turns over to Tuesday, will face Brick Memorial and the Mustangs in the state semifinals with a trip to Rutgers on the line.
Well, I'll tell you what, this was a great baseball game, and it was worthy of a championship game, and both teams showing that they deserve to be here. And it's funny, little things make a difference in a game, and that's what made the difference today.
Your player of the game presented by DAWG Pro Wrestling, your dog of the game, Ryan Luby. 3-run home run in the bottom of the 3rd. That was the difference maker. Delsea took a 5-4 lead, never gave that one up. And Delsea had 3 insurance runs in the 6th inning to put the game away. But what I'll tell you, Fred, this game came down to defense on Mainland's part and base runners. That was the 3rd time today Mainland left the bases loaded, and if they were just a little bit more productive when it mattered in that situation, they might be very well the ones hoisting that trophy.
And you're 100% right. There are key points to each of the games. This time, I will tell you, Luby's 3-run home run was a key point to the game, and some mistakes that were made by Mainland also were big points to the game. So congratulations to Delsea. Best of luck to them as they go into the state semifinals. hold your heads high, Mainland Mustangs, because you've had a great season.
And Mainland will continue to have a good season. We saw that they had so many. Here we go. This team might not sleep tonight. They just won a sectional title on a Friday. They might have steak dinner at the Franklinville Inn, and what I can tell you is that this was a great game. I forgot to warn you, they did that during the semifinals. This is such a spirited team. I don't know what they put in the coffee in the morning, but they're going to hoist this trophy, and they're going to hoist it high and proud in a well-deserved win. Mainland played a great baseball game, but just a couple of mistakes was the difference between a win and a loss here in Franklinville tonight in the heart of Gloucester County. They're actually, well, I think they're not ready to hoist a trophy yet. We will stay until they hoist a trophy. Somebody was commented that we didn't get Gloucester Catholic hoisting the trophy yesterday, so we do want to stick around for that. But
yeah, that's for sure. But I'll tell you what, great baseball game, a lot of character shown by both teams, and hats off to Delsea. It's a great win for them. There's no doubt about it.
So Mainland left 3 on in the first. They left 1 on, and there's your celebration there.
Yeah, they left 11 on base.
11 total, and
runners
3 times with the bases loaded. I mean, listen, baseball is a game where you can't talk about hypotheticals, but man, that's got to hurt for what will be really a long bus ride back from Mainland back to Linwood.
Yeah, that's true. It's one of those when you hate that. It's a shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Right.
And you think, we were as good as they were. We just didn't do the things we needed to do in the situations that we had. And in the same way, congratulations to Delsea, because that 6th inning rally when they put 3 on the board to give themselves a 4-run lead was what champions are made of.
Absolutely. Your final score tonight, with Delsea being the breadwinners here in Group 3. It wasn't the 1, it wasn't the 2, and it wasn't the 3 who hoisted the trophy. It's the 4 seed, Delsea, who will most likely, as we said, Brick Memorial's up 7-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning. They will face the Brick Memorial Mustangs on Tuesday at Brick Memorial. Thank you to everybody who supported us during our high school baseball season. Listen, I can't guarantee anything unless we get a state semifinal opportunity, but it is most likely that we will be done for the high school season after today. So I wanted to thank everybody for making this possible across college, junior college, and high school. We've had 56 games this year, and the support we've had this season has been phenomenal. I haven't had a season that I felt like I've had the most personal growth as a broadcaster and in my professionalism like in this season. We've had so many teams that we've covered in so many different environments, from conference championships to playoff games to tournament championships to weekend tournaments. We've done a little bit of everything this year, and I really stressed this year that I wanted to cover as many teams as possible, whether they were over or under 500. I feel like we accomplished that, and I hope that if you follow DWB, you follow us into the summer. We've got the Tri-County Baseball League in the summer where we cover teams in 4 different counties in South Jersey. We've got Vineland and Pittman from Alcyon Park on Monday night. And like we said, we've got women's tackle football tomorrow from Mastery Pickett High School in Germantown at a 5 o'clock kickoff. So whether you stick around with us or not, I feel like I'm like a teacher in a classroom telling the high school kids to have a good summer and don't get in too much trouble. But what I'll tell you is, from our entire crew, our social media coordinator Haley Mejia, our graphics crew Carson Rosso, Caleb Lane, and Fisher Giannotti, my producer Damian Waiters of West Effort High School, my color commentator who has joined us for a number of games this season, Fred Swartz of Rowan University. I'm Dan Wilkins. The final score in South Jersey Group 3, Delsea 8, Mainland 4. Have a good one, folks, and have a great season as we look to see who will hoist the final trophies at Rutgers University.